personality of Godhead, he remained in the conditions and did not protest. Did not protest. He remained in that condition and did not protest, being brought before the deity of the slaughter for slaughter. As we have learned from the previous verse, he was very strong and could have easily avoided being bound with ropes, but he did not do anything. He simply depended on the Supreme Personality of Godhead for his protection. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes surrender unto the Supreme Lord in this way. Maravi rakhivediye e achhi tohar, nitya dasa prati tva adhikar. In my Lord, I am now surrendered unto you. I am your eternal servant, and if you like, you can kill me, or if you like, you can protect me. In any case, I am fully surrendered unto you. Now let's go to the verse. I'm going to synonyms and translation. Ataha, therefore, Panayaha, all the followers of the decades, Tam, him, Savidhina, according to their own ritualistic principle, Avischaya, by bathing, Ahatena, with new, Bhashaya, garments, Achadaya, covering, Bhushana, ornaments, Alepa, smearing of the body and sandalwood, Paul, Sarak, a flower garland, Tilaka Adhivi, with masquering the body on top, and so on. Upaskritam, completely decorated. Bhuktavatam, having eaten. Dhupa, with incense. Deepa, lamps. Malya, garlands. Larger, priest grains. Kishalaya Ankuraha, twigs and sprouts. Phala, fruits. Upahara, other paraphernalia. Upateya, fully equipped. Vaishaya Samastitaha, with complete arrangements for the sacrifice. Mahata, great. Gita Stuti, sing of prayers. Mridanga, of the drums. Panava, of the bangles. Ghoshana, by vibration. Cha, also. Purusha Pasum, the man animals. Bhadrakala, the goddess of Kali. Purutaha, just in front. Upaveshyam Asuhu, made him sit down. Translation. After this, all the thieves, according to their imaginative rituals for killing animalistic man, bathed Jadabharata, dressed him in the new clothes, decorated him with ornaments befitting an animal, smeared his body with scented oils, and decorated with his tilaka, sandalwood, bulbs, and garlands. First again grains, newly grown twigs, sprouts, fruits and flowers. In this way, they worship the deity before killing the man animal, and they vibrated songs and prayers and played drums and bundles. Jadabharata was then made to sit down before the deity, purport by His Grace. His Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. In this verse, the word Swavidhina, according to their own ritualistic principles, is very significant. According to the Vedic Shastra, everything must be done according to the regulative principle. But here it is stated that the thieves and the robbers devise their own process for killing an animalistic man. The Tamasic Shastra give instruction for the sacrifice of an animal like a goat or buffalo before the goddess Kali. But there is no mention of killing a man. However dull he may be, this process was manufactured by the dacoits themselves. Therefore, the word swavidhina is used. Even at this time, there are many sacrifices being conducted without reference to the Vedic scriptures. For instance, in Calcutta, recently a slaughterhouse was being advertised as a temple of the goddess Kali. Meat eaters foolishly purchases meat for such soaps, thinking it different from ordinary meat and taking it to be the prasada of goddess Kali. The sacrifice of a goat or a similar animal before the goddess Kali is mentioned in Shastras just to keep the people from eating slaughterhouse meat and becoming responsible for the killing of animals. The conditioned soul has a natural tendency towards sex and meat eating. Consequently, the Shastra grant them some concession. Actually, the Shastra aim to putting an end to these abominable activities, but they impart some regulative principles so that gradually meat eaters and the sex hunters will be rectified. ओमज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येनं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति सुपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथम् इदं तं सजीवम् सद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखानितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी सत्य देशतारिणे। All glories to Guru Gaurang, all glories to Shri Guru, all glories to Sri Guru. Hare Krishna. So the SWAT characteristics. The title itself is the supreme character of Jada Bharata. Here in this particular chapter, if you summarize the whole chapter, this is particularly leading a life as per the instruction given by Lord Sri Krishna. Maya sakta mana partha yoga junjan madashraya asansya samagramam jatha gyasasita srunu. This is in the chapter 7. In the beginning of chapter 7, Krishna instructed Arjuna to become a devotee and to follow the instruction like this and to become attached to Krishna, attach the mind with Krishna. Maya asakta manapart. Attach your mind with me. Yoga junjan madasra. Put endeavor to be associated with me and be surrender, dependent, totally dependent on me. What a state, Janada Bharata, we can understand. This is the state inside, he was completely immersed in Krishna consciousness, fully absorbed in Krishna, nectarian thoughts of Krishna. But externally, he was displaying the behavior like a dumb doll and doom. And that's how it is already instructed in Chaitanya Charitamrita and of our scriptures. Never go to the outside external aspect of the Vaishnava. Because if you go to the external postures and this demonstration of the external beauties or maybe the external things, you will definitely get bewildered. How can that be Vaishnava? He does not have this quality. Externally, if you look at the Jadabharata here, what we can see? We can see he's being behaved like an animal. He was tortured after he was given still food. He was not given the proper prasadam, proper food by his brothers, 8 brothers, step brothers, right? And he was ill treated. He was not given proper treatment, but he would never complained, accepting whatever being given to me. But what is the intent behind that? The deep intent is I want to protect myself, and I will never do the mistake what I have committed in my last life. And Jadabharata were very much aware that what is wrong and what is right, what is great for him, what is required for him at this point of time. And that's why it is very extremely important for him to protect himself. Very important for him to keep himself protected from the external, the Maya. That's why Krishna has instructed in 6.5, Uddharet Atmanam Atmanam Natmanam Avashade. And what he's been demonstrating is this. Simple one mistake, getting attached with a calf, a deer calf. I have to pay a big price. And I diverted myself from my core principles and core objective of life. Similarly, Prabhupada has instructed many times to stay away from material bondage. And he has given such instruction to most of the time, he has given instruction to how to protect yourself. Protect yourself from this, the bewilderments, protect yourself from the various attack from the Maya. And the Maya has got all the arrangement to attract any jiva towards her, right? And particularly in the age of Kali, it is everything is attractive. You walk on the street, you'll be attracted towards the wonderful, that means beautiful looking, that is the hoardings, right? All across the both left and right, in front, back, wherever. And every moment there is something, some attraction. And that attraction, what happens? That captivate your mind. And this is a threat for the life. That is threat for the practicing devotee. Always a threat for the practicing devotee. So what a learning for all of us from Bharata. That means what we can learn is to protect ourselves from the being secluded from the mind. But how to protect ourselves? When our engagement is always with Krishna consciousness, with the devotee, engagement with the devotee, that will help us staying away from bad company. Engagement with the temple, with this congregation, that will help us moving away from this material enjoyment like roaming around mall, markets, the restaurant, and all these clubs, everything. Reading scripture, that will help us staying away from the bad books, maybe novels and all these things, which gives you this slaughterhouse, nothing else. Eating prasadam, that will help us staying away from the junk food. Eating prasadam, that will help us staying away from the external unoffered food. So every action of the devotee has got benefit, various benefits, and protect the sadhaka from all the threats. Even eating a grain outside of unoffered grain, that is also bhujantite adam papa. Yaha pachantatma karana. Forget about other things that will take away your consciousness. And that's why Prabhupada wanted us to always stay protected. Create a fence around us so that we'll stay protected from the attack of the Maya. And what is the fence for us? The most strongest fence is our devotee association. The strongest fence is the very highly chained protection is our devotee association. What is the protection? 16 rounds a day. The chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the giving the protection. So this is how Jada Bharata, being a human being, being situated in such a high level of position, but still he is behaving as if let people behave him as a doll and dumb person. Let the behavior, animalistic behavior, be accepted. And he accepted with heart. Because what he? Amanina manadena. He's never thought of giving the mana, that means expecting respect from anybody. And he accepted it. Accepted with heart. And this is called tapasya. Tapasya is just accepting uncomfortable for the service of the Lord. And that's how that is your tapasya comes in. And Jadabharata was doing the same thing. He's doing the tapasya by sacrificing his man, sacrificing his comfort, sacrificing his all the enjoyment, everything for what? For the service of the Lord, deep, deep, deep in the heart. Satatam kirtayantumam jatantascha dridhabhut. Maya arpito mano buddhayo shame yukta tamamata. Is fully absorbed in Krishna's consciousness, thought, paraphernalias, all this. But externally, he was behaving. If you look at the description given by the dacoits, and they're picking Jadabharata, that means it is a fit for sacrifice. The person should not be intelligent. Prabhupada mentioned here. The person to be sacrificed should not be intelligent. That means they're looking for a foolish person. Externally, he was looking foolish. He didn't lament. He didn't protect. He never put anything, no protection. I don't want to do anything. Just let Krishna do what he wants. And Prabhupada beautifully, Manasya deho geho jo kuch more, or pilu to pade nand kishore. You want to kill me, do it. You want to protect me, protect me. Whatever you, I am yours. And you got all the rights on this dasa, to adhikara. It is your, it is, and if Krishna wants, he can protect. Rakhe Hari mare Hari to rakhe ki. If Krishna, if the arrangement is to kill you, that means nobody can protect you. And the arrangement is to give protection, nobody can kill you. That's hold true everywhere. And he was behaving like a mad animal. And probably Rishabdev also did the same thing during towards the end of his life. He kept on moving in the street, in the villages, behaving like cows. Behaving like cows. But inside, deep inside, what is the demonstration they wanted to say? That I am totally surrendered and I'm totally dependent, totally dependent on the Lord. Whatever food I get, I'll eat. Whatever I'll get, I'll accept it. Anukulena Sankalpa. Whatever is beneficial for my progress in spirituality, I'll do this. Anukulena Sankalpa. And that's why he's determined that inside I'll prepare myself so that I can keep Krishna inside me. And Pratikulena Varjita, that means I'll refrain from all bodily, that is bodily the enjoyment, the fame, everything will be away. Let people think that I'm a doll. Let me accept that I'm a doll and dumb in front of the people. And that's how the devotional service, Anukulena Sankalpa, Pratikulena Varjita, Rakshashiti Vishwas. These are wonderful points we'll be understanding in the next couple of verses. The dacoits, the representative of the dacoits, they took him They binded him, and while binding him, he never protected. Let Krishna, let the Supreme Lord protect me. Let him protect. And he never took any initiative. We cannot do that. We cannot imitate Jadabharata. Please, let's not do that imitation. And even in Bhajana Rahasya, Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur has written very wonderfully. Imitation is more dangerous. And I cannot say I am fully protected and I cannot do anything. Oh God, please give me. I cannot do anything. Now you do whatever. It is Jadabharat who could do that because he is completely surrendered to the Lord. We can do that the moment we feel that we are completely surrendered. But complete surrender also, this is a process that we are undergoing, right? So Jadabharata, what he never protected himself. Let Krishna take care. Even Jadabharata, he was taken to the place in front of the Kali. He was bathed. He was decorated. He was clothed. He was put garlands. He offered prasadam, and everything was done very well, behaved, well taken care. And they arranged a very sword, that means sword, to kill whom? To sacrifice Jadabharata. And during that last moment also he never protected. And we'll get to know that what Makali will do, how she will be protecting this devotee. And it is the arrangement of the Lord. Right? Ananyaschintayantu mam jajana parupashyate tesham nitya vizuktanam jugokhyamam bahamya. I give protection. Rakshashi iti viswasa. And there's so much of faith that even the last moment also he never protected. Let it be. Because if I do that, my woe will be complete. Krishna, I'm dependent on Krishna, and this is the practice that I want to do it. Maya sapta mana partha yoga junjan madashray. Asansaya samagramam yatha gyasya sitasya. That's how you need to practice. Asansaya samagramam. Right? And when you do that asansaya samagramam, then only Krishna will come forward and protect us. Here, this Swabidhina, that is a word Prabhupada has highlighted. They've taken the Swabidhina. Swabidhina is basically your, in this 15th verse, if you look at this, Swabidhina, that means your own thought process, own vidhi. What it is. Yeah. Swabidhina, according to their own ritualistic principles, is very significant. So, what is ritualistic principle? Own ritualistic principle. I'm coming from a very a place where the sacrifice process is very, very much prevailing still today. And there are plenty of buffaloes, even goats, everything are get sacrificed. That means if you look at this place, I've never been visited, but I've never visited in my entire life. But what I get the description, because there's also telecast everything get telecast in the news channels, everything. And when they kill the goats and buffalo, the entire road became flooded with blood. Entire road became flooded, and even the flow of that means the blood will be very clearly visible. So much, hundreds and hundreds of goats and buffaloes will be there, were killed in front of, in tuck 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 tuck. That's all. In fraction of some minutes, where hundreds and hundreds of the goats and the buffalo will be killed in front of thousands and thousands of people, each and every year, and that is still prevailing. And Prabhupada here it is mentioned that it is the behavior of dacoits and idiots. It is the behavior of it is the behavior of thieves and robbers. It is not behavior of a devotee, right? It cannot devotee always. The sacrifice, the ritual is been taken for granted, and people are very, very much unaware of what they are doing just because they are looking for their sense gratification, nothing else. That's why they take the path of sacrifice and they consider the sacrifice ceremony is good for them, right? Just a minute. And that's how they satisfy themselves with the false vanity. That means if we are doing the sacrifice to the Lord Kali, that becomes a prasadam, and my sin will be protected. But they don't know the sin will be multiplied in many ways, and they will be in trouble. Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanumasritam. And also they don't know what exactly Krishna is beholding for us. And what is their motive? Moghasha, mogha. Because what they do, why they do this? Because of the moghasha, mogha karmana, mogha jnana, vichidasha. Asurim, rakyasim chaiva, prakriti mohinim sruta. Because they got bewildered by this material mode of nature, that's why they're captivated by this ignorance. And because they're captivated, because they got bewildered by the mayas, the mode of the ignorance. Because of the mode of ignorance, they do this kind of karma. Moghasha mogha karmana, mogha jnanam vichetasha. That means a kind of inferiority thoughts, inferiority quality of action. And the B chetasa is very important. What is B chetasha? Because the consciousness is walking in the negative way, in the biparit. B means biparit. In the opposite way. The constitutionally, the consciousness should be aligned with the Krishna consciousness. But opposite to that, it is working. Mogasha, moga karmana, moga jnanam vichetasha. Rakyasim asurim chaiva. Because of these demonic qualities, they are influenced by the demonic quality of the Maya. Prakritim mohinim srita. And they've surrendered to this mohini, the attractive part of this Maya. They've surrendered to this Maya. And that's why they don't know what exactly they are doing. And they think that by sacrificing a goat or a buffalo and eating their meat will be beneficial for them. And that's what the description of the dacoits has been carried. They don't know what exactly. They could not see the Jada Bharat. They could not see what is inside the Jada Bharat. They could see only the body. Whereas if you go a little further, you'll see the Rahugan. Once they got to know that just some words came out from the Jada Bharat, and he could sense he's not an ordinary being. He's not in a very lower platform of the material world. He's the trance. He's in trance. And immediately he could recognize that. Those after some time, after having a word discussion with Jada Bharat, he could recognize. And here you can see, Pasyanapi na pasyanti, ya pasyanti sapashyata. What does it mean? There is a two difference. Pasyat api na pasyanti. The dacoits or the general people, they look at Jada Bharata or look around the devotee, but they don't see even the quality of the devotee. They could only see the external look and the external flavor of the devotee. They never get attracted by the quality of the devotee. Titikshavaha karunika suhridam sarvadehina majata shatruvah shanta. This quality never get attracted. They never get attracted by this quality of the devotee. Rather, they opposes this quality. How come this be a good person's come into this bad among us? Like similarly, Dr. Christensen has written, good is the enemy of great. Good is the enemy of great. Similarly, great quality, great character is enemy of the bad character. So that's the problem. And since a great people will come and is always spoke to the character of their own, what they're exhibiting or demonstrating each and every moment, that will be insult for them. That's why feel what they treat. And they, although they look it, but they tend to be blindfolded. Pasyan api na pasyanti. हिंदी में कहा देखते हुए भी अनदेखा करना, देखते हुए भी अनदेखा करना. आप देख रहे हो, you're looking at them, but still if you that means you are behaving as if you have not seen it. And many people could not see because of the ignorance, because of the covering. But who can see? Who can see the quality of the devotee? Those who have given, empowered by the consciousness, empowered by the mercy of the Lord, empowered with the mercy of the Guru, they only can see the great quality of the devotee. And in order to see those quality of the devotee, also we need to have an amazing amount of, great amount of mercy and blessings of Guru, sadhus, and Krishna. Because if Krishna is merciful, he will be giving us the benediction of the Chakshu, Drishti, or we can see what is not unable to see in our naked eye. And for that benefit, for that particular blessings, we need to put endeavor for that. That depends upon your sadhana. Brahmanda Brahmite Kon Bhagyavan Ji, Guru Krishna Prasad. And once you get the bhakti and you are putting that efforts in the sadhana, then only Krishna will be merciful and giving you the drishti or maybe the vichar. And through that blessings, you can see the internal characteristic of the devotee. Titikshavaha karunika suhrudam sarvadehina ajata shatruvaha shanta sadhu bhushan. This kind of characteristics, those who are manifesting each and every moment by the devotee, but without that blessings or the drishti, you cannot have that vision of the characteristics, the feeling and the understanding of the characteristics will not come. And that's how this is the very integral part of devotional service. Because the mirror, what is the objective of the mirror? Suppose I'm holding a mirror. The person who is looking at the mirror, his or her image will be coming and reflecting, right? So when my heart is a mirror, I can see that vision, the characteristic of the devotee will be coming inside my heart. So what are the things? Unless my heart is clean, I cannot see the characteristics. So this is penetrating through the body of this devotee. I cannot see the deep inside characteristic of the devotee. For that, I need to have a clean heart. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommended what? in the age of Kali, Harin Nama, Harin Namit Kevalam. Kalo Nastiva, Nastiva, Nastiva Gatirandit. There is no other way, no other way, no other way. For what? To cleanse your heart, to exchange devotional relationship with the Lord. And for that, we need a clean heart. And in order to get the clean heart, what do you do? You need to chant the holy name. Chetu Darpanam Marjinam Avamaha Davatni Nirpapa. Chetu Darpanam Marjinam. And when you are we're having a consciousness, we're having a Chetana glittering like a mirror. And with that mirror, we can see the characteristics exhibited deep inside, implanted deep inside the heart of a devotee. Dharmashayena nihitam guhayam mahajanayena gatasya. Because the characters, the dharma, everything is exhibiting in the heart of Mahajan. And unless you have the drishti, we cannot see and go and feel the dharma which is exhibiting, which is inhabiting in the heart of the devotee. And that's why, with the folded arms, folded hands, a devotee should always beg for mercy. And Hare Krishna Mahamantra is nothing but the begging each and every moment for mercy. Association is nothing but with complete vinamrata, with complete surrender to asking for the mercy of the devotee. And if you are going with the attitude, that means like Lakshmana going to Ravan, asking for knowledge. Just give me, my brother has asked to give me some knowledge. No, it will not come. It will come with vinamrata, with the complete bhava. Okay, I am here to, they are in the higher level and I am very fallen. And without their mercy in my work, I will not be able to uplift myself. Without mercy of the devotee, without mercy of Guru, without mercy of Krishna, without mercy of Radharani, without mercy of Nityanand Mahaprabhu, without mercy of Lord Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra Mai, I will not be uplift myself. And even I can forget about upliftment, I cannot protect myself. That's why I'm dependent on totally dependent on the mercy of them. So think about a diseased person. He has visited several hospitals, but nothing is happening. He got to know that some place in this particular corner of this state of the country, some good treatment is happening. Now the kind of that surrenderness is there, getting demonstrated in that case. The feeling of helplessness, the feeling of dependency, the feeling of surrender is there. And they have to wait for some hours. Maybe sometimes I've seen people waiting for months together to get one appointment with the doctor. So similarly, we are diseased. Prabhupada say we are all diseased. We are diseased by the forgetfulness because we have forgotten Krishna, and that is our disease. And what is the way out? The rectification is to get the mercy of the devotee. Mercy of the devotee who always remember Krishna. Mercy of Guru who is always connected with Krishna. And mercy of Krishna who is always connected with Guru and Sadhu. Suddha Bhakata Charana Renu Bhajana. Bhakata Seva Paramasiddhi Prem Latikaram. And that's how we can protect ourselves and consider we can uplift ourselves, which is the primary responsibility of a human being. Uddharet Atmanam Atmanam. Natmanam Avashadait. Atmanohi Atmanor Bandhu Atmanori Purat. Hrudeha Adyam Sulavam Sudurlavam Plavam Sukalpam Guru Karna Dharam Maya Anukulena Nimishati. This is the human being, and the biggest primary responsibility is to uddhar, to uplift yourself, And secondary importance, the secondary, primary is to uplift, but secondary is to protect. There are twofold. One is to uplift and also to take the responsibility of protecting. And Krishna says to Uddhava, if you are not protecting and if you are not uplifting yourself and if you are not crossing the mortal ocean, then what you are doing? You are doing Atmahatya. And Jadabharata very well knew that it is definitely a Atmahatya if I don't protect myself and if I indulge in battle engagement, sense gratification. And in order to do that, he didn't play any kind of role here. He just did an amazing role. He played an amazing role just by completely surrendering to the Lord and fully having unflinching, cultivate the art of surrendering. And he surrendered in such a way that even at the time of extreme time of the death, even the axe is coming just closer to his head, but still he didn't protect. Let Krishna play. And what a wonderful arrangement by the Lord. Immediately, Lord Kali, Ma Kali, what happened? She could know, maybe with the instruction of the Lord, immediately she protected Jadabharata. Rakshashiti Viswasa. Krishna will protect. And the testing times come when you are in trouble, when you are in deep trouble. How much faith that you are demonstrating so that Krishna is with me and he will help me. He will definitely protect me. If not Krishna, Narsimha will definitely there. Like Prahlad Maharaj. Vahe Narsimha, Hriday Narsimha, Vahe Narsimha, Hriday Narsimha, Narsimha Madim Sharanam Prapatti. If you're singing every day, we should cultivate that art of surrendering and having unflinching faith and demonstrate that Krishna is my protector. Rakhyaseti Vishwas. And this is how we learn from Jadabharata. Anukulena Shankalpa Pratikulena Varjita Rakhyaseti Vishwas. And we can is relevant this particular verse. Jadabharata, if you look from the very first verse to the end verse, you'll see the one characters. There is only one verse that comes in a very highly demonstrated way. Is only when that particular verse. Maya Sakta Mana Partha Yoga Junjan Madas. Yoga Junjan. He didn't go here and there, but deep inside, he was always cultivating the Krishna consciousness, the spiritual progress. He's deeply connected, but still is protecting. But protection itself is also. Even I was listening one very wonderful words from one Maharaj, so probably, Radhanath Swami Maharaj. He says, staying away from bad company, bad sangha, kusangha is also a sadhu sangha. Staying away from kusangha is also a sadhu sangha. Such a wonderful point. We think that sadhu sangha means going this, but what he's saying, there is another narrative. Staying away from the kusangha is also a sadhu sangha. So this is a great characteristic to do not what to do. And Prabhupada, that's why they given an amazing amount of emphasis on these four things, four pillars. We call it four pillars. Stay away from meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, and no illicit sex. This will help us in protecting ourselves and stay away from bad company. Because if you are doing the four things, meat eating, that will be going to the shop, standing in front of the meat shop, looking at the killing of this animal. Having sex means angering after ladies, after many things, unnecessary things, and that will take your energy. It will bring frustration, lamentation, anger, hopelessness, whatnot. And it will take away your consciousness. And that's why Prabhupada given a lot of emphasis on these four things. No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, and no illicit sex. And if you are protecting ourselves, then only you can progress in our spiritual uh, path. Otherwise, it will be very dangerous. And each and every padam padam jat vipadam, and you can see each and every steps that is danger. For devotee, it is more danger. Padam padam jat vipadam. But when we are surrendering to the Lord, everything is done. Hare Krishna. So, Prabhu, I took a little extra time. Sorry for this, and I offer my obeisance and I offer my gratitude. If anybody have anything to add, please. And also, if you have any questions, I'll try to answer. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much. No, actually, you did not take extra time, I think. So we have time till 8:15. So very nice, Prabhu. I think you brought out the aspect of surrender as displayed by Jadavarat, and how he was always thinking of Krishna, and then his dependency on Krishna under all circumstances. So nicely you highlighted it, and you brought out so many inner things or deeper things with respect to surrender, about how uh, at the physical level surrender, at the mental level, at the emotional level, so many things, and then not being scared of the situations that one is put into. uh, and then just depend on the will of the Lord, accept the situations, but then preserve one's Krishna consciousness. So these are some of the aspects that so nicely brought out with so many references from the scriptures, from Bhagavad Gita, and then also this aspect of how we should learn from Jadabharata, not try to imitate him, but then follow in his footsteps. So that's a very important takeaway for us. And then we also saw on the other side of the mood of the dacoits, and how they go about concocting things, thinking that they are very religious. And then, so we brought out that swa vidhina aspect, where people concoct their own or invent their own procedures, and then think that this is very religious, or I'm doing a very good thing, especially with respect to slaughtering of animals. But actually, it is only sense gratification. And then you also stressed how that whole thing is so abominable, and then how pleasing Kali Devi is just an excuse, even though Kali is not pleased. So, I mean, it's very bewildering, and then it is actually captivated by this sense enjoyment that they do this particular thing. And then you also covered the quality of a devotee, and then how it is covered, how it is kept covered for ordinary people. And then we need the mercy of the Lord to actually understand or see the quality or the inner quality of the devotee, because sometimes the actions could be very, very, might indicate in an opposite direction. Very typical example of Jadabharata only, where he manifested in a certain way, but inside he was totally different. And we just need to know. We need to have the Lord's mercy to understand that. Then another important point that you made, nice takeaway for me, was like, actually, even though he almost went up to the point of the altar, the sacrificial altar, no, where his head is put there. So, which is actually willingly submitting to it. In one sense, it is Atmahatya when we look at it externally. But then he was not committing Atmahatya or Atmaha, because he was actually protecting himself or his devotion. So it is not, because if you don't protect your devotion, then it becomes Atmahatya. There is so that point also nicely brought out, where it might look like it is Atmahatya, but then actually it is not. He was not committing Atmahatya. He wanted to protect his devotion and his consciousness. So many nice points, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Devotees, kindly you can go ahead if there are any reflections, comments, or questions. Kindly go ahead. So,
Okay,
devotees, anybody wants to add anything, kindly go ahead.
I think there is no question, Prabhu, so we can wind up then, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. I think you made it very clear for everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you once again for the wonderful class. Thank you for your time. पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः.
अनंत कोटि
वैष्णव वृंद की जय.
Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to assembled devotee. All glories to assembled devotee. All glories to Guru and Gaurang. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu.
So I'll end the session for today.
Yeah. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. And Hare Krishna to all the devotees.